as well. Okay, so I'll just briefly speak about a product in overview. Obviously, talking about Luminous Skincare, which is my product, but I'll also give maybe other examples of products that I know. I'll talk about the competition, the marketing, and the collaboration. These are the four pillars that I used as I had this idea of starting my skincare. So it's very important to write down the things that you want to do with your organization or with your product or your service. For you to think about it and just do it, it's going to be haphazard and disorganized. So you need to write down and have some orderly pattern that you follow so that you can see as well the progress as well of your offerings. So when we go to product into overview, basically what you need to understand as you're starting your service or your product, what is it that what target audience is? Okay, as you can see here, this is just an overview. This just tells you in general what my skincare products is all about. Okay, obviously, and the benefits of it. So just a brief overview so that people can catch on. What you also need to know is your target audience. Okay, for me, it's women. For me, it's people who want a natural glow. And for me, it's people who have skin issues. That's my target audience. So I already know that anyone who's got a smooth skin will not even type skin problem or type a skincare or anything of that sort. So I'm looking for someone who will, if they want a product that's got natural glow in it, they'll just go on the digital space, natural glow, and they'll find my products there. Okay, it helps you to know your target audience because now you're able to shape and define who you are as well. And then also you need to understand and know the product benefits, the benefits that your product gives. Mine gives all of these things that I've listed here: smooth skin, glowing skin, clear skin, healthy looking skin, and a confident you. I say a confident you because when you've got good skin, you become confident. No one can tell me otherwise in this group. The minute you have a pimple, especially us women, the minute you have a pimple, it's a big deal. Okay, and you somewhat feel somewhat how, you know. And then also as part of your product overview, you need to have your product pricing. First, what you do is to check, you go online. We live in a digital space. Things are easier to research. You don't even need to be an expert when it comes to researching. You just go on Instagram, you go on TikTok, you go on Facebook, you go on all these platforms that are big, that are going to, that normal people who are not your big entrepreneurs would be there to sell. Okay, I'm not talking about people who are your L'Oreal's, etc. I'm talking about generally like our level, you know, in terms of starting this journey of entrepreneurship. You go to this platform, social media platforms, you will find them. See how much they charge. Okay, you need to have your own ways of researching how much people charge because most of them don't even put up their prices. But you need to know. Okay, there's ways of knowing that, which I won't divulge at this point in time unless you come to me at the side. So with me, what I decided on my product prices and pricing, because I came in too late into the business. People had already started with their organic businesses. I needed to find a way of getting clients, and for me, it was to offer my prices at a low range. So you'd find that my creams are nothing more than 200 rands, and yet when you see other people who selling in the similar industry as me, they charge you 600 rands, 800 rands just for a 250 mils bottle. For mine, it will never be more than 200 rands for now, because that's how I decided to. As I did my research, I realized that there's so many of us. Therefore, I need to find my own way of getting known and also getting clients. That means that I need to find a supplier, or I need to work extra hard and do it myself, go for training to actually get my products out there. How did I go for training? There are a lot of people in my industry now who are popping up and doing proper training. I'm talking about biologists, I'm talking about dermatologists who actually do training. So that's where I got to. I researched, and that's where I got to my 200 rands. You will never find any of my products at the moment of me charging you more than 200 rands. That's my product pricing. Competitive analysis. As I said, guys, I'm not going to stick for long to the technical part. I just want to go to the softer side. Okay, the competitive analysis, you talk about my product. Once again, I just saw that my product needed to be priced below the other companies on the market. I just saw that, you find that my products must be easier to use, than other. So I don't have something that's going to say you first have to have a certain kind of I forgot what they call those things, but you use for scrubbing instead of using your hands. For me, my products, you can still use your hands and it will work. Okay, there's this massaging long tools that you use for massaging. I see people advertise also on Instagram together with their products. For me, you don't have to use that for my products to work on you. So I needed to find a way to make it easy and accessible to use to the people whom I'm selling to. Okay, I also checked out other companies how they do their stuff. Like I say to you, as you can see here, I say I'm in my competitive research company A, which I will not call names, and we're not allowed to do that when you are advertising or marketing. So company A, I found that okay, for their carrot oil, for instance, which is what I call oil moisturizer, theirs will be more expensive than what I give to you guys. So that's competitive analysis. You need to check on that as well. You also need to do your own product sort. I believe that we all understand what that stands for: the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. It's very important to also embark on this and sit down and jot down what are the strengths of your products, what are the weaknesses of your products, what are the opportunities, and what are the threats. This will also help you to know where you are in terms of selling your products. This will also help you to know where you are in terms of needing to, okay, so when you're doing a business, you will never be excellent in everything at once. There's continuous learning that happens that every day in actual fact, so you must also be open to feedback from your clients, feedback from your friends as well. Sometimes we don't want to hear bad things from our friends, but you need to be open-minded about that because they're helping you. Also, at the same time, you need to know what critical constructive criticism is, which is normal feedback, and criticism where people are going to make you feel all unworthy to actually be doing what you're doing, because not everyone is going to be happy to see you being a hustler. People are generally jealous people. That's just a natural thing. So you need to be able to define people who are giving you constructive criticism and criticism that is going to really break you. So you need to define that and learn who to take from, right? Also on your competition, what I also did was to look at, so I sit on online stuff. If I'm not at work and I'm not doing any speaking engagement, I am just sitting at home. Luckily for me, I don't have a child. So it's easier when you don't have those homeworks to do, etc. So I come back from work, I sit on my bed and I literally go on Instagram. Because I'm learning, I'm trying to see who's doing what from those who are ahead of me, and then from what they're doing. So what I did when I began, I tried to look for the 2 best-selling companies within my industry, and I capitalized on things that they didn't have so that I can make my product much better than theirs. Okay, so you need to do that as well, as that's part of competition. And you need to focus on your target market. What are the new trends out there? What is it that they want, and maneuver your products towards to what the people want. So it's not always about what you want. It's more of what people want, what they are looking for. So the kind of people that I my target audience as well, in terms of the levels and the status in society, you look at that as well, because you can't come with certain packaging to someone who is a CEO or an MD of a certain company. So I do a lot of church. So I meet a lot of these people. So I needed to make sure that my packaging is a little bit acceptable. And dayisela kuphela abantu basemakhaya, where I come from, so dayisela abantu who own proper businesses than mine, who are really out there and are making it for themselves. So how something looks is very important. So I'm trying to say, all I'm trying to say is it's very important. Your packaging speaks volumes even before the person uses the contents. So you need to understand your target market. You need to understand the new trends and maneuver. Okay. And also, I'm almost done on this technical part of thing. The marketing, guys. Coca-Cola has been there since we were babies. They're still standing. Why? Marketing. There is no ways you can have a business and you just post on WhatsApp once in 2 months, or post on TikTok once in 4 months, or post on any social media platform after like 6 months, and you think that you're going to be selling. Impossible. We live in a digitalized industry or society. Use that to your best advantage. If you've got Wi-Fi, you got a business going there, finished and clear. Because phones nowadays, Android, including your iPhones, your smartphones, they do the work today. So you need to, I post every day on my WhatsApp, on my TikTok. I make sure that I post at least twice a week. If I don't post twice a week, I'm talking to the people who are on my inbox, literally. So there's that engagement going on. They see the things I post. So you need to use these platforms to your maximum ability. There's no ways you're gonna stay like Coke if you sit down and fold your arms. Coke is still marketing till today because they understand that there's always new trends. Then people's tastes change. They still need to introduce themselves to new people who are coming through. Your I'm a 2K. They probably didn't know Coke when we knew Coke, obviously, because they were not born. But now they're born, so they still need to market at their level, that sort of thing. So you need to be up there. Marketing, also by word of mouth. That's also important when you're chatting to your friends. The same thing that they teach you Herbalife. I don't know if you've ever sold Herbalife or Forever Living. Same thing they teach you there. Speak as we are chatting. How are you? Oh, you know what? I've got this Luminous Skin products. When I go to Checkers, I like buying from Checkers or Woolies, amaqanda, like your eggs. So those are the two shops I use for my eggs, right? So if I go there on the tills, I smile at those ladies and I start talking to them. If I see someone's got a bad skin, I'll be like, Sana, once again, don't be there, be out there. You're marketing yourself now. Listen, I've got a product for you. Give me your number. I'll send it to you tonight. As I get home, I don't waste time. Products, this will help you, this will help you, this will help you. And what will also help if you've got evidence of how your product or your service has been rated by other people. So fortunately for me, when I started with family, people who know me, because I wanted to see if these products will work and should they experience ubunzima or cracking skin or some irritation through the products, then they will not kill me like an outsider. They'll have that compassion. Good, I was just trying to hustle. So I tried it on them. A couple of them who were not having great skin. And every time they would use it, I'd say take a before picture and an after picture. So it worked on a couple of them. That's when I started spreading out the news, because I had people to give evidence. So take pictures before and after. It's very important to have the before and after pictures so that when you introduce your new product to people who don't know it, sorry, man, I've been given 10 minutes. I'm almost done. For people who don't know it, then they know. So you need to create brand awareness. You have to. You just have to. There's no such thing as a person who sells something and goes kuluma. You better learn. You better learn and be out there, and be talkative. Speak about it. Let it be part of you. Let it be your second Bible. Another thing that's important is your product launch plan. You must have a plan, guys, especially on those digital platforms, because you never know who's going through your stuff. Okay. Another thing that I forgot on the marketing stuff, you need to learn. There's no ways. You just need to learn this digital spaces, guys. There's hashtags that you must use. Let me tell you what a hashtag does. If I say hashtag skincare, hashtag smooth skin, hashtag glow, a person who's looking for something on Instagram or on TikTok and just types the glow, my product will come up too, because I've got that hashtag that says glow. So it's very, very important to understand the logistics, or rather the tactics of each and every platform that you use. Okay. And there's a new platform now called Thread. If anyone knows about it, let's talk about it, guys, so that we can try and help each other also. Product launch plan, have it. I first sat down and I thought to myself, which platform do I have most interaction on? For me, it was first Facebook. I'm an oldie like that. Instagram, yeah, I've got people there, but the most responsive people for me, it was Facebook. That was before the launch of TikTok. I went on Facebook, guys. Oh, I just gave it all, especially for Ginger the Voice. I just gave it my all on Facebook. People started following, because who is this Ginger now? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? So all I'm saying is choose a platform that you're also comfortable with, where your target audience settles and sits in. Okay, my age group and older guys, they will
trainings. I'm also a coach, a business and entrepreneurship coach. So this is a great opportunity for me to share with you guys on some of the DIY income generating projects that you can actually work on. So I'll just basically share from my experience, and thank you, Ginger, for taking us through the business concepts. Like, I think you have literally covered most of the things that people need to look into in their businesses. So I'm just going to focus more on the projects that you can do by yourself, so that to also add on to your salary. So from what I do, you could actually venture into agriculture, like have your vegetable garden at home. It doesn't matter, like even if you stay where there's no land, you can actually plant your vegetables in a bucket. That will actually help you in like having vegetables for consumption, for consumption, as well as like the extras. You can actually start selling them, so you can have your tomatoes, your carrots, your green leaf veggies that you're planting at home that you can also take to work, or even do mushroom production. I know Tari has actually ventured in that, so that's another hustle that you can venture in. You can also do, if you have maybe a swimming pool that you're not using, or a pond at home, you can actually venture into fish farming. That also adds some income for you because you also get extras to sell to other people. So basically, I also do trainings in agriculture to those who would really love to also know how best they can do that. Probably we could have another discussion after the session. So because of time, I won't be like getting into detail. So agriculture is one way that you can do, and there are many exciting ways that you can use to farm. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not about the land. You can actually plant your crops in bucket, or you could try what we term hydroponics, where you get to farm your produce in a water facility. So that also helps you. Then the other thing that I also do is I also do a perfume making and detergent making. Like I don't buy a perfume and a roll-on. I just make those for myself, as well as also sell. I actually have like everything that I'm talking about. I also have businesses like registered companies in agro business. It's called Peter Agro. Then the perfumes, it's called Heavenly Aura Fragrances. So we mainly do perfumes. I do roll-ons and lotions. I know how to make those things. So I also make those for myself, and I don't get to be buying them. And I also get to be selling them too. Then also, the other thing that I do is I am an author. So what I did, when I first wrote my book and I launched it, I saw there were gaps in the writing and publishing industry. Like it took me long to publish my first book. So when I realized that, I got an opportunity to learn about coaching. So I then looked into areas that I could also assist other people, because I'm also passionate about transforming other people's lives. So I started also training people on how to write. So that's another income thing that you can do. Like for every skill that you have, you could also look into training other people, because I also get income from what I train. Okay, I'm seeing question there. Let me just see. It's on the perfumes. Wow, that what are the names of the detergents and perfumes? Okay, so on the detergents, I make the toilet cleaner, the foam bath, and the dishwasher, even pine gel. So all those things, I make them by myself, and at home I just use those things. Then the extras I can as well sell them. Then I think, okay, I'll also share my contacts in the chat. There's someone who's asking for my contacts. So those are the detergents I make. Then on perfumes, I make those generic designer perfumes, like our 1 million, our Lady Million. I chose that type because many people know those type of fragrances, so it's not difficult to sell them. So you can actually do those, and they are easy to make. So I actually assist also people on how to make those things, like the detergents and perfumes. Then, so I was now talking on my writing journey. I also do trainings on how to write and to publish. So I also coach people in that area. So writing is another way that can help you get much more money. Like if I know, like, okay, Atari and Mita are financial literacy gurus. Tari, I know she's written 2 books so far. So that's also another way to, aid your income. You could be writing something that's related to what you're interested in. I also actually sell like manuals in agro business. I do write manuals in agro business, like any crop that you would want to farm. I actually have those handbooks. Then also for perfume making, I actually have the handout. So if you say, oh, no, I don't have time to be trained, but I would love the manual, you can actually get that. So for me, writing is actually something that I can say I just love. I can do it naturally. So I specialize in poetry and short stories. So it depends on what you're interested in. I'll give an example of Tari. She's into financial literacy. So your work is more into the financial literacy aspects, which we term like the nonfiction type of work. So you can choose your line of work, like line of things that you want to write. If you're someone who is more inspirational, you can actually look into that, because also like I actually also have a blog that I also share my stories here. Like on my blog, I just share whatever that I feel like. Content you see on my blog is actually the raw information and all that. And also having a blog, you can actually be earning from your blog, like if you monetize it. So those are also the other ways that you can make income from the things that you love. So for me, I have pursued agriculture because I am actually qualified. I have a degree in agricultural economics and extension. So I have made sure that everything that I invested my time, I make sure it also retains some money to me. I think the only thing I did was, yeah, the perfume making. I just, my sister just taught me how to make the perfumes, and I realized, oh, okay, it's something that could be giving me money, and I started doing that. Then the coaching aspect, I'm actually a certified life coach. So I've tried to join my qualifications in the coaching aspect. Like if you noticed on my introduction, I'm an agro coach. So when I do the agro trainings, they know me as an agro coach, because I don't just teach you how to farm, I also teach you also how you can make the most of farming, or even to just identify your love for farming. So that's basically what I do. So I've made sure that every qualification that I've done, I am using it at some point in time. So you could also do that. So let's trying to increase our income. There are certain things that we can cut off from, like, from our budgets, like buying lunch at work. You could actually carry a lunch box to work instead of, like, buying a tray, because that's another extra income that you use. Because I know, like, I am in Zimbabwe, and I know if I am to buy lunch at work, it means it's an extra $1.50, the cheapest, to $3, depending on what I spend. So you could also carry something from home. Then whatever that like this meeting is actually important, because as you leave it, you're just going to pick one or two things from what I have shared, or what the first speaker has shared, and the last speaker is going to share, and you can start something that adds on to your income. And I think the other thing that I've done, I've also carried some snacks at work that I would be selling, like those we call in what you call the Zepinex, that kind of, and the Maputis. I've actually taken them to work. That also assists me in generating my transport money. So there's a lot that we can do in trying to cut our budget, and also in increasing the incomes that we earn. So I think this is all I have. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Coach Ruva, for that. I think what you just spoke about actually just adds to the basics that Ginger just gave to us, the overview. And also from what you just said, what I gathered is that the small things that we make light of are actually the small things that we can do to make sure that we increase our income. I know many ladies who are taking either snacks or cookies to work to try and make extra income. And whether we believe it or not, that income sort of covers a certain expenses in our budget. So I think it's quite important. As much as getting skills is important, but starting is also extremely important. And not just starting, but starting with what you have is also extremely important. With that being said, I will call in our third speaker. Sorry about that. Our third speaker, Tari. Our third speaker is Samantha. Sorry about that. Samantha, you can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mita. Thank you, Tari, for this opportunity. And everyone else, thank you for joining, and thank you for your patience with tonight's workshop.
Yes.
So my method of the three methods that are being given tonight is the cheapest, because all you really need is a computer and data. The rest, obviously, I'm going to talk about how we're going to come about. So I am a virtual assistant, and I work online with multiple different clients. I offer social media management. I also do coaching like Ruva, helping people to become virtual assistants themselves. I've done lots of work with like social media management, bookkeeping. I even help someone run their YouTube channel. So that's a wide variety of the things that you can be doing on your computer. I do have some slides to share. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we do now.
Okay, that's great. I won't put my face on the camera, but at least if you can see my screen, that would be great. Oh, sorry. Yeah, technology. There we are. So what is a virtual assistant? A virtual assistant is an independent worker who assists with administrative, business development, social media, marketing, or other services to clients while working from a remote location. This could be from their home, it could be from a cafe, or even a work hub. There are also other jobs that virtual assistants can do, which is offering support like even customer service, accounting, scheduling, word processing, support tasks related to sales. And they're usually hired by a wide variety of clients, which can be companies, agencies, or else. I am showing the last slide here, and I didn't notice, or individuals. So these are just some stats about virtual assistants. About 59% of virtual assistants are employed full-time. So in my case, I actually became a virtual assistant after losing my job. And then that held me for a long time. Then I got another job, which I'm working part-time. But my core income comes from my virtual assistant work, not from my job. And then the rates that you can make start from about $400 to about $5,600 a month. There are lots of companies which have increased, and that's about now 49% of companies hiring VAs. And the most demand services are social media management, project management. And of course, if you are comfortable with working from home, this is a great tip to use to get even like your boss to allow you to work from home, even to do more work at home. You are 13% more productive because you're working remotely. And then the hours of virtual assistants are flexible, which is about 20 hours per week. So you do have time between your full-time job and your virtual assistant work. You'll be able to balance that off. Of course, if you've got kids and husband and stuff, that might mean you're going to put in less time to your VA work, but you still be able to handle a full-time job and virtual assistant work. So how can you become a virtual assistant? According to the stats, virtual assistant is a increasing demand job. So there are lots of companies looking to work with virtual assistants. Although it's difficult to estimate the size of the VA sector, it is a part of the outsourced service industry. In other words, virtual assistant services are nowadays in high demand because businesses have become more comfortable sourcing. So this is definitely a route to consider. And of course, COVID has helped remote work become even more popular. VAs were there before COVID, but not as high as it is now. And then what you can do to become one is you can use your skills that you've acquired over the years. So this could be the skills you have in your job. This could be the skills you have from the side. So it could be meal planning for your family. It could be creating spreadsheets for your colleague who steals your credit, or it could be anything else. And then you just create a portfolio and start looking for jobs on many different online sites that are out there. And most of them are free, so you don't even have to worry about cost. Then, what are some of the things that I have done as a virtual assistant? The first one was management. This included creating labels, unsubscribing from newsletters, pitching to brands, sending out scripted emails, and keeping the inbox at zero. Social media management, uploading pictures and captions to social media, coming up with reports, hashtag research, engaging with the audience. Ginger talked about posting regularly on TikTok and all those other platforms. This could be something you as a VA can offer a business now. So you come in there, you offer them help with their posting, their social media. And the nice part about it is the client can create the content. All you have to do is post. That's it, and keep tabs. They'll give you a script, which is what I did for the most part because I was working with other social media managers. Content archiving. This one is taking the content that they've already posted and putting it and saving it so that they